Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fear versus Greed podcast. We're here with the Cash Club. I'm Caraway, your host, and here on stage with us we have Nate Newman and Lola. They are the co-owners of Cash Club. Do you want to say hello, Nate?
Yes, I do. Greetings, everyone, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. And my name is Nate Newman, co-partner and CEO of Cash Club with Lola Crypto Bunny.
Lola, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, my name's Lola Crypto Bunny. Like Nate said, I co-own and I run Cash Club, and I also have my own Discord as well called Women's Empire Co. for just females, and I also help out here with N and his group for Fear versus Greed too.
All right, cool. Do you want to tell us, like, very briefly what Cash Club is and also where people could go to find it right now? Like, is there a website or a Twitter that somebody should go to if they want to get information right now?
Yeah, the two main Twitter profiles to reference for Cash Club are Thoughts. That's spelled THOTHS underscore thoughts. The way it sounds, THOUGHTS. In that bio, there's going to be a link to our website that gets the admittance to Cash Club. Cash Club is a place where people can go on a day in and day out basis to learn about crypto, markets, stop action tradings, sports bettings, and spirituality, and coming together with other people in a very nice community type basis. We do live watch parties on certain sports, and we are always constantly talking about crypto, the maturation of the market, the smartest place to do even in a bear sentiment market that we are currently experiencing.
Awesome. And you guys have, tell us about your structure. Is it it's a Discord that is behind a membership wall, right?
Yes, sir, it is. It's a Discord where each month it is a small fee of only $1.61 a day. And every single day we are profitable in regards to sports, stops, action tradings, and crypto holdings. Recently, what's been happening with crypto, we've all seen it. We pray for everyone's portfolio and its success. But a lot of things have taken a major hit. During that time, the only thing that was really profitable was doing spot perpetual mark tradings on stop actions. Obviously, long term, we know that it will rebound. So we were doing that in Cash Club. We were doing stock analysis and trying to buy low blue chips long term that are splitting or doing dividends each quarter. So we have something more in the Forbes 500 that are always going to be around for your normal quarterly payouts. And daily, we do sports games, watching the games, and we are making the right judgments to be profitable.
And so are you just in a voice chat with your members while these games are going on and you're talking about, is that the idea?
Yes, sir, it is. I have like similar to this where we're on a stage. I and my Discord as well have a stage as well. And when everybody's good with their daily lives, everybody hops in. Okay, what game are we watching tonight? What do we like? Okay, we're watching this game. This is what we like here. This is why we like it. We should start here, do your normal unit measures, and then period by period or quarter by quarter or inning by inning, we're hitting the bets. And right now we're about at a 75% clip. We log every bet, we make sure that everybody's profitable, and we cater to other people's needs and their eyes, meaning it's not just one person doing one thing. I'm in direct contact with all my members. What are you doing? What are your goals? How do you look at games? What games do you like? What are your favorite teams? What are your stock dreams? What are your goals? What's your strategy with crypto? And we're catering to person to just get them to be better. It's not just about sports. It's not just about crypto. It's not just about stocks. It's also just changing your mindset and getting closer with spirituality and honestly getting closer within yourself to always have that mindset to want to be the best version of yourself.
Wow, I love the energy. Um, Lola, are you also involved in these sort of daily voice chats? Is this every day that you guys are sports betting, or is it 5 days a week?
Every single day, sir. Every single day. Even the off days where like there's like travel. Like I remember last night, a great example of this. was last night. All the sports are pretty much getting into the next series where there's new NHL playoff series is happening and NBA playoff series. So all we had yesterday was MLB. We watched a game with clients, and then ultimately every client that was in that stage was profitable at least 3 digits. So they made the monthly thing in one day. We have a couple clients where just off the $50 membership fee, they're up $3,000 to $5,000 just sports betting with me. And obviously, these proceeds, they can do whatever they want. But I know one of them doesn't even do the sports betting, is only in there for stock advice. And his stock advice off my calls on the splits and stuff, when everything hit that flash sale we experienced there in like a recession type bear sentiment about 5-6 days ago, he's up about 7 to 8 grand off stock calls. He really is.
Awesome. Now, what is your main experience? Would you say that you're more of an expert in sports betting?
So sports is what I'm known for because that's where every single day people can see your mind. Like they understand stocks are amazing, but like stocks take time to maturate and for people to see those dividendal payouts. And same with crypto in regards to passive income. Eventually that fluctuates and you pretty much are putting all your faith into the team to be good and to be solid. Sports is really where I'm known, but the other real thing that I'm known for is definitely mindset, life coaching, and always being a good shoulder to be with. Because I'm not even just coaching people, to be honest with you, on sports, stocks, and crypto. I'm also they're reaching to me. I'm giving them life advice and telling them how to make sure that they're always good. They'll come to me with their problems, their issues, and I'm always there to make sure that my people are at peace and that everything in their life is going idiosyncratically in the unison of serendipitous peace and unison. That's what it's trying to be. It's trying to be like a community where everybody can go to always have friends, always have a place to be, always be profitable, and have fun while learning and ascending to the best version of themselves. And to be honest with you, that comes through reading, that comes through meditation, that comes through being at peace, that comes through repetitive unison patterns, all that. That's what we try to do day in and day out at Cash Club.
Man, I had all these questions about sports betting, but
Okay,
I just want to
lay them on.
no, no, no. I just want to continue down this vein of the community you're building and I guess I want to ask, is it a is it a one man show? I mean, I know Lola is in there and she is co-owner and um, but what happens if you guys get depressed? What happens if you guys are you gonna expecting the same sort of level of support from your community? Is that something that you have found, or do you feel like you're more leading the way?
I try to make sure that my whole community and myself lead the way. I'm not here to just be like what you said, a one man show. I'm trying to build everyone up around me to where they become their best versions and they can do things without me. Obviously, the guidance points, use these things as references and go about your own daily lives. Like a good example of this is since mainly predominantly what it's known for at this point is sports betting. I've showed people how to watch games in certain regards and instances to where they can bet these games without me and still be profitable. But then every night we all watch mutually the same games. We're doing it. We're sending out daily picks. They're hitting at 75% clips and we're profitable. It's mainly trying to build people to be even better and learn more skills and be more at peace with themselves and the best version of themselves. That's what I strive for daily.
Is everybody in your group so spiritual?
To be honest with you, a couple are and a couple aren't. There's some people in there that are just there to hear what I'm betting on in sports and then they leave it at that. And obviously that pays them what they need. But then the ones that are really, in my opinion, the most profitable in there are the ones that are day in and day out going in the stages, really implementing these things in their lives. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know if you're a man of faith or a man of God, but I definitely have a closer relationship with a grander force where you realize positivity, what you put out, your karmic debt, that circles back around. So, like, what you do is what you receive. These grand principles I live by, and I see it day in and day out. I believe in guardian angels, and I believe, honestly, that we are all put on this planet to serve others and make everyone the best they can be. We're in debt to others, and we need to make sure that they are able to be their best versions. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, well, it's so important to try every day. I would say my thoughts on that is it is a struggle. Um, and maybe that's what characterizes life. Um, I know that you guys are engaged, isn't that correct?
Yes, sir, we are. Me and Lola Crypto Bunny are currently engaged. Yes.
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you for being so honestly, like Lola's been in here helping, and like we just think the world of you. You're honestly amazing, and I love the Fear versus Greed community. It's all love always, brother Nick Caraway. All love, seriously.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, Lola's been a great help. I had that surgery, and she came in and did a guest host spot, and that was with a big project, and she did a really great job. And she's also been great for our community, and yeah, you guys are really lucky to have her. She's a great community builder, and she's got great energy. And so do you, by the way, Nate. You also have an amazing energy. Um, let's go ahead and answer Kurt. One thing about these AMAs is I was putting questions at the end, and I don't like that because people sometimes have to go, but they want to hear their questions answered. I know when I ask questions during AMAs, I want to hear them now, you know. But
Yeah, lay him on me. I'm all ears and I'm ready.
well, he says, is this strictly a subscription based or is there an NFT one-time buy-in? That's would be an interesting thing to discuss. Let's say that uh, I could set you up with that for free right now in the flash of a finger, and it would be like you buy an NFT and it's 1 year for, you know, $300. Is that something that you would entertain?
That's something I am entertaining, and I'm currently actually in talks with the lead moderator, Crypto Bone at Comb Financial. He's actually in Cash Club and helped us set up the Discord. We're going to be doing AMAs with Comb Financial as well. In the crypto aspect of the NFTs, I love that, but especially the market sentiment around it. They've gotten really hit, and a lot of people are scared long term. Like what you said, this is now the fear time where capitulation is occurring. My thoughts are is basically I'm always open, and there's people that are in our community that are moderators in Quirky's NFT, and ultimately I'm always down to make NFTs and expand it. But right now it's mainly just the subscriptions, but obviously the future is bright, and we're always looking to make this as best as we can, as in most accessible to as many people as we can. We're open for any opportunity that may present itself. I know I'm at the table with a couple people that want to do NFTs in regards to admittance passes, and in regards to like a collection of like showcasing of artwork of somebody that was in our like circle. So we're always open to trying to integrate this with crypto, and we're also in ours going to try to do some AMAs with crypto projects that are either starting out or that need a new fresh like set of eyes at it, or a rebirth. So I'm open to anything. But as of right now, it is just the subscriptions. But the future is bright, and I'm open to anything.
Well, Me6 is promising that they're going to allow any Discord server owner to have uh, their own token, for instance, and lots of other sort of Web3 crypto features. I don't know when this is going to be, but they're saying this year, and I would hope in the next couple months. I actually thought they'd have it out by now, to be honest. They started taking money for this like a month or two ago. Um, let's see. Yeah, Kurt is saying he likes subscription models. Yep, we have a subscription model here at Fear versus Greed. It's one AVAX a month, but right now I'm doing 1.25 AVAX to take you to the end of July. Just wanted to throw that in there. Um,
And it's pretty much your 1.25 AVAX at current prices, and what ours is pretty much around the same price. And I agree, the future of AVAX network is going to be bright. Things will eventually rebound and find that base.
it's just so funny because when I've had the same price structure since the beginning, and it's priced in AVAX. And when AVAX was hitting 100, we were getting new subscriptions every day. Like the market sentiment and the price of things are, uh, what am I trying to say? Like when sentiment is high, price doesn't matter. And when sentiment is low, everything's too expensive. Which, hey, I feel the same way, man. I mean, if the purse strings start to feel a little bit tugged on, you start to go like, man, what subscriptions, do I really need this BritBox on my Amazon? And you got to start cutting
I
stuff
agree
down.
completely.
I
Yeah.
sold a car recently because I didn't want to sell it. It was a nice car. It was a 97 BMW with 115,000 miles on it, very clean. But insurance, I just couldn't,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the value of the car, which was not high. And I'm looking at every single month, I'm just losing my shirt, So
Exactly. And that's kind of what's happening with some of these nodes and the maintenance fees.
yeah, exactly. That's why, exactly. If I could sell some of my notes, somebody tipped me off and told me to sell Tavern, and I haven't looked at the price, but I have to imagine that was good advice. I mean, like I
Yeah,
haven't.
I don't know if it's still even thriving like it once was. A lot of those are pretty much on their last legs, and they're praying that it doesn't zero out, but the majority of them will. And it's definitely an awesome point that you brought up an old BMW. My first car was a 2001 BMW 330i that I sold recently, maybe within the last 2 years.
Yeah, you hate to see it go. Is that a six cylinder?
Yes, sir, it was, yeah, and it was all blacked out, yeah. They're good, reliable cars, and it's weird. Mine had about 125,000 miles on it, and I sold it back to, I think it was, cargurus.com for a fixed rate. I didn't go to a person, I just went and I took it, and then they resold it. You know how that goes.
Oh my God. Yeah. The guy I sold it to, he texted me and he said, I lost the title. And I thought to myself, boy, I hope this isn't going to be a big hassle for me. You know what I mean? So I gave him some information that I had on the car, but yeah, how would you like that for the start of a story? You sell a guy a car and he messages you like 3 days later and says, I lost the title.
Yeah, that sounds like it could be a heartache. I'm really hoping that resolved amicably.
I'm worried about if it's still in my name. Am I going to be liable for this thing one day? Is it going to be, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, if that's the case, I would report to your either wherever your municipality is, your state, or anybody, and let them know. I no longer have the title. At least in our state, because we live in Virginia, we have to pay property taxes on automobiles. And when you sell it and you receive that property tax in the mail, you just go straight to the DMV and say, "We are no longer in possession of this. Here's our bill of lading on the sale, and the title has changed hands to somebody else." And then at that point, they reach out to that person.
yeah, well, I mean, I did that the day that I sold the car. I went to the different agency and I went to the insurance company and I went to the MVA and and told them I sold it and everything. So hopefully I'm off the hook, but I sort of suspect that it's still sitting in my name and God only knows what's going to happen with it. Maybe I should look. Anyway, let's get back to Cash Club. I posted a little TA today. I don't know if anybody saw that, but you might want to take a look at that. Basically, it was just pointing out that the dollar and the bonds are both putting in a head and shoulders pattern, especially the dollar, and that if it, essentially, I'm looking for the dollar to spike one more time and put in that right shoulder, and that's going to be a buy signal for me, at least for a short-term trade. Um, but the
I agree, and I love your TA analysis there. I'm on the same wavelength as you, sir. That was spoken like a true master.
Thank you. Yeah, we're looking for the dollar to go down. The reason why we're in, maybe not the reason, but the bear market that we're in is directly related to the fact that dollar and bonds have been skyrocketing. And I would suggest that the US dollar is controlling crypto. Crypto is not controlling the dollar.
I do agree with that. We saw that firsthand there with the Terra Luna conundrum.
Oh my God. How brutal is that? I hope that you guys weren't affected too hard by
Nah,
that.
I honestly profited off that, and I do pray for all investors that lost things there. We never like to hear anybody losing money, but I was never a part of the Anchor protocol or UST. I was just shorting that straight up. Terra Luna was doing leverage tradings on Bitcoin when it was at like 89, and I was just spot perpetual marketing it down to 79, 69, 59, 49, and it was cashing out like that.
Oh my God. Kurt says that he has 50 taverns and he already sold 30. Yeah, I sold mine at like $2, Kurt, as I recall. I mean, this was a while ago. I'm surprised to hear that they're still at 50 cents a token. Um, but I think they had a max amount of breweries.
Yeah, and I like that they were one of the first node protocols that really implemented the ability. They all say NFTs, you can sell this, but it never really happens. I shout them out for allowing people to try to sell out of their position. I really do. Thor said that they were doing the same thing. We've seen that that hasn't occurred. And same with Strongblock. We pray for both of those project successes, but at least they were able to implement it so people were able to sell the NFTs out and secure some things in these times.
Yeah. Were you guys affected by Universe?
I was a part of UNEV money on launch. What ended up happening is I sold at launch for a huge profit. I made one planet for like $300, and I just let that keep accumulating. All in all, I pulled out at like a profit of like 900. Selling at launch, I made like an extra 500. So I was like up 1,000. Me and Lola were actually on the highway coming back from Colorado. And we got all the Twitter notifications that Caddyverse pulled the plug, and she rugged, and we're just driving. It's like, all right, well, that one's done. What's the next one?
I'd love to have her on for an AMA.
I
Fuck.
think she's deleted all her social media
Yeah.
profiles and pretty much went rogue.
Yeah, I think you're right. She's gone. She's on a beach somewhere with my $100.
Yeah, that's how that's gone.
Well, give us some insights about the crypto market. I mean, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are long term, the projects with real utility are going to show themselves as the infrastructure that lays the groundwork for Forbes 500 companies and banks that you know every day and governments to come on board. These new meme coin things, they're the pump and dumps, your DeFi projects, no KYC, no regulation. There's going to be some scams, you know what I mean? And we know that it comes in cycles and droves. The earlier you are, the whitelist, the pre seed you, the better chance you have. But long term, there is a lot of good coins with real utility at a complete discount right now, to where when the sentiment changes, and in my opinion, the catalytic nucleic event that needs to occur in the summertime is President Joseph Robinette Biden needs to sign his name to legislation that gives banks and big corporations the peace of mind and peace of heart that there is security backing for them to start playing in the metaverse and them to start using CBDC transactions to go from one continent to another at the click of a button. We're right there. It's just that the governments now need to take this seriously, and the United States needs to be in the driver's seat to move this the way we know for mass adoption.
What do you think about the narrative that when the oldest generation starts transferring their wealth to the millennials and that we're going to see another boom in crypto, and this is going to be it's already starting. Definitely already starting. I know a lot of my friends' parents are quite old now. You know what I mean? Have you heard this narrative? It's a strong narrative coming out that
Yeah,
there's
no,
going to
I
be a
agree with that.
$65 trillion influx into crypto,
Yeah,
which
no,
is
I
these
agree with
numbers
that
are a little big.
completely. Yeah, no, I still think that the cryptocurrency market, even in the current state it's in, is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And I do agree with that. As the older generation, because you even see it in normal day politics. Our president is nearing in his 80s. You feel me? Eventually, these people will, with the cycle of life, join Jesus. We pray for their souls. But ultimately, once the new generation comes in, and like people that are in their 30s and 40s are now rising to power, people in their 10s and 20s are coming up to 30s and 40s. The world is going to become more digitalized and more CBDC oriented. And we're seeing it now. I remember when I was a little kid, There was no like people didn't really use debit cards really. Now paper money is like obsolete. Everyone's using debit cards. They're using their Apple Watch and they're using their phone now. And eventually we're going to say, oh, they don't even do that. There's going to be some new thing that we can't even think about that's going to start scanning wallets and having money.
Right. The technology is not going to stop being developed. It's going to keep being developed. And if you look at, you know, if you were to look at a graph of the development in crypto, you would probably find that 2022 is not quite as strong as 2021, but 2021 is so much stronger than 2020. And 2020, you know, it's like we're obviously legging up. Like crypto is taking a leg up if you were to look at its chart.
Yeah,
And
it's not even just crypto taking a leg up on the chart. It's also crypto really finding its way, and especially with this in Cash Club and sports, the Los Angeles Lakers stadium is called Crypto.com Arena. They had to spend upwards of $800 million to get that rechanged from Staples Center. And right now, the Miami Heat used to be in United Airlines Arena. They're now the FTX Arena. So these big platforms have the money to really go mainstream. And with that mainstream adoption, we're really just the banks and the governments away from another big boom like we saw this time last year. This time last year was like the ultimate top. Everything was trading amazingly, and that's where people were selling the top to secure some profits.
oh
I
yeah,
remember this time last year, Maker coin was at like 5,000 a coin, and the Ethereum ran all the way up to like 4,500. And Bitcoin at that time was like around 60,000 as well. Now we see like legit like huge mark-offs from that point, but I don't think Bitcoin at 60,000 is the highest it will ever go.
no, it's going to go way higher.
I agree with that, sir,
The
100%.
only, the only thing that could stop Bitcoin from having new all-time highs is if there was a better cryptocurrency than Bitcoin. Like we could argue that, oh, well, Ethereum's better, whatever's better. But what I mean is something that can replace Bitcoin. It has to be not just better, but way better. It has to do everything that Bitcoin does. Uh, my point is, it's like it is true, okay? In 100 years, Bitcoin is going to look like the Ford Model T. Nobody is going to be stacking Bitcoin in 100 years. Technology will
I
improve,
agree.
but I don't see that happening um, very soon. I think that what you'll probably see is some projects compete with Bitcoin and then get defeated. And then in 10 or 15 years, the project that will beat Bitcoin will probably exist, but people, it won't be mainstream yet. You see what I'm saying? And then
I agree completely with
I,
that observation
yeah,
100%.
I don't think something's gonna come over and take over Bitcoin in like a year or
No,
something like that.
no, not at all.
It's gonna be a drawn out competition um, and it'll be way better.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
And I think that right now the main plays are to wait until you feel the bottom because even just some of the ones that ran that last market, they're down at such a discount to the point where buying them at the right time and holding them for that run up is coming, especially what Brother Caraway says in his AVAX fees. I really do think AVAX is going back up over $100 a coin. I really do. Yeah, the lowest I saw it was like 25 to 29 recently. I haven't been looking at charts. But yeah, I think AVAX runs back up. Obviously, Ethereum will, Chainlink will, Quant will, DAG will, XDC will. All these will with the right sentiment and the right exposure and the right big companies and governments and banks feeling comfortable to park their money there with the regulation and legislations from President Joseph Robinette Biden to give them that peace of mind to put the money there.
Any prediction on when this will all be settled? I mean, I would imagine that they're gonna draw it out for another decade.
I've been hearing the CBDCs. I've been hearing CBDCs in November to December of this year could have a run up because of the banks. There's a lot of banks that are ready, but it's just the banks are ready, but those governments have not signed the pieces of paper to ensure just in case anything goes south.
Right.
They're laying the pipes for the plumbing and the house to be at full throttle.
I don't think that it's going to go like it's not going to be one day where there's some bill
Nah, it's going to be
passed.
gradual. There's going to be
Exactly.
events that lead to it. Exactly. I agree with that.
Um, Kurt has a question. He has a couple questions. Let's start with the last one. What are your guys' thoughts on how governments are starting to make crypto tokens and wanting to make them legal tender? What can you be specific, Kurt? Because I know that some governments, I think there's two of them, have adopted Bitcoin as a sort of a national currency that they recognize and that they're purchasing and stockpiling. But I haven't heard of a government. Oh, you might be talking about like the Chinese digital yuan,
The
or
digital yuan, I know
the
China did it. I know Taiwan recognizes Bitcoin, and so does El Salvador. I
is
know that for a fact.
yeah, Kurt, is that what you're talking about? The digital dollar and digital yuan? How do you say that, Nate?
The digital, I think it's the yen or the yuan. I don't know, but I know Japanese it's the yen, but there I think it's the yuan or the yuan. I don't know exactly the pronunciation, but it's spelled YUAN. I'm near certain.
Yeah, I think that if I was running a government, I would definitely be experimenting with getting my own crypto token, like because it's an emerging technology. It'd be foolish to not get some control over the market and all that stuff. I mean, is it good for us? No, I I suspect it's not good for us. It's
Yeah,
the
I
centralization of
agree.
cryptocurrencies.
We love to think that it's decentralized, but for everybody to win longer term, there's going to be big players that make it centralized. Obviously, we love MetaMask, our Ledger Nano X's, but if we really call a spade, we understand that Infura has a huge ability to make sure that they're good. And same with Coinbase. If Coinbase thinks you're under investigation, they'll freeze your assets. And did you see that thing with the bankruptcy? If Brian Armstrong declares bankruptcy and there's coins held in Coinbase, he legally can take your stuff and settle the debt.
And
So it's
sell
like,
it.
ooh, yeah,
He'll
exactly.
sell your
Not your,
crypto.
they always say, not your keys, not your crypto. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, that's an important feature of Coinbase, isn't it? That it's not really in your wallet. Um, Man, I had a thought, but you now I'm thinking about Coinbase is selling all my coins. Now I don't have any money in Coinbase.
That's
Uh,
how I started, and I would hold coins there, and then I realized KuCoin, and then I went over to KuCoin and started doing stuff, and then I was like, wow, Trust Wallet and MetaMask, and then I did all that stuff, and then it got to the point where Coinbase is just my off ramp to get money that I've made profits in DeFi off, and then just putting it right in my bank. That's the only reason I use Coinbase now.
he says there are other countries looking at the same thing. I just heard of the U.S. looking into this the other day and thought I'd ask. Yeah, Kurt, I mean that's my take on
Yeah,
it is
Jeanette Mellon of the United States, appointed by Joseph Robinette Biden. She's like, I think in her 70s. She's definitely wanting to do this because he put out a proclamation. It was a bill called the Hidden Treasure Bill, where they're trying to tax investors off unrealized gains in cryptocurrency. But since there's no legislation or guidelines to follow, they want to implement a USDC that's put out by the Treasury. If you look at it, the United States government is hiring six-figure positions for blockchain and ledger technology positions that are specializing in integrating the US Federal Reserve gradually to digital money. I know that for a fact. Jeanette Yellen has said it, as well as President Joseph Robinette Biden. He has said this.
yeah, they definitely want to. Um, and they should. That's sort of what I think. I mean, even though it's going to be bad for me, just because I don't think the governments really do anything good for me. In historically, I think that typically
No,
what they do,
they have their own hidden interests, and they're not really there for the common good of the people. We hope
yeah,
one day that a new man will rise to power and be for the people, but right now it's not. It's very corrupt and it's very backdoorsy. Don't like it at all.
is that where you get your name Newman, or is that your real name?
My name, my actual biological
You don't
birth
have to
name in
say
this
your name
existence.
if you want, if you don't want.
No,
Oh, go
no, it's
ahead.
good. Nathaniel Isaiah Newman. That's my real name. Nate Newman is my real name.
Awesome. Yeah, I just thought of a perfect example. Now, I don't really care about marijuana, but in my state, they do have legal marijuana, or whatever, where you get a card, I guess, and you sign up for this card, and then you go to like a store, and you
Yeah, the
just,
dispensaries.
yeah, and you just buy it. But from what I hear, it's 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 overpriced, and
Oh yes, it
the
is way
taxes are really
overpriced.
high, and you have to sign up with the government. And you have to pay like some money to people, and it's sort of like, um, it's not right in my opinion. They should just, if they're going to legalize it, they should let the free market take care of itself.
I agree, and it's been getting way worse as of recent. They tax your income, they tax the money you want to spend when you buy things, they tax the money that is unrealized. They're taxing, 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 and it's getting more and more to the point where the representation isn't meeting the taxation, and that's the truth.
Right. And like the dollar store used to be only like an item there used to be only like $1.05 or $1.10 when I was a kid, but nowadays they put tax on and now it's like $1.32. It was $1.25 and then with tax now it's like $1.32. So it's not even just the dollar store anymore.
One of the worst abuses, to me, like, or I guess the most visible, is when you buy a used car and they want you to pay taxes on the car that you bought. And keep in mind that they taxed the employees who made the car on their income. They taxed the person who bought the car on his income. Then they gave him a sales tax, right? And now they want you to pay a sales tax again with money that's
Depending on your
already been
state, you might have to
taxed.
pay property tax.
But you see what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah,
The guy who bought the car already paid the sales tax. There shouldn't be a second sales tax when he sells it. It's so wrong on the face of it. Like, people should be, I don't know, they should be angry. You
I
know,
agree. There needs to be a change eventually, and I think eventually, especially with cryptocurrency, it's laying the groundwork for the people to have more control over their own money and their own freedoms and rights. Right now, Big Brother, if we're going to be honest, is taking a step in, and it's an unwanted step. Eventually, I feel as though the peace and the homeostasis that is this existence will eventually allow more freedoms and less taxations and just commandeering vibrations from the government, to be honest.
yeah. Will we ever see it? I don't know. Do you want to? Oh, let's see what other King from D Firm says. Regulations has its pros and cons, but it's going to be bullish for the ecosystem because when regulations come, then traditional finance institutions will have the road paved for them to bring money into the ecosystem. Kevin O'Leary predicts it will be the 12th sector of the S&P in 5 or 10 years.
I
Um,
agree with that.
yeah, I don't know. Very well, it very well could be. Um, I I guess I wonder if in 50 years, are there going to be more or less cryptocurrencies than today?
I think way less. That's my
Right,
thought. I think we
right.
were part of like the Wild West frontier age where all those new things were coming on Binance, Pancake Swap, Scopes, Etherscan, going on Uniswap, looking at the new one, going on Trader Joe for the new one. Eventually, they're going to put their hand in the pot and make it so it's very hard to put your own project out currency wise because there's going to be so much big government money floating around.
Interesting, yeah. Or there will be like, it'll be segregated. That like, um, you'll you'll still have a DEX, like decentralized exchanges, and this stuff will be still be happening, but there won't be 100 main cryptocurrencies. There will be like,
Like maybe 20 to 30.
yeah, that will have like 99% of the market cap or something. Unfortunately,
Exactly.
that's just the way that human nature seems to be. I mean, there used to be lots of stores, and then there was less stores, and now you've got Walmart and Costco and Sam's Club, which is Walmart.
And Amazon mainly.
Of course, yeah, now it's given way to Amazon, which is another example of like, oh, it used to be, oh, I remember when there were so many stores on the internet. There was like thousands and thousands of stores on the internet, And the problem with Amazon is that the quality of the products is extremely cheap, and there's so many of them that you get, I don't know what to call it, but like buyer's confusion, you know?
Yeah, and it's a distraction as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's a huge time waster. I hate shopping for stuff. I've become a guy that trusts recommendations. Like, I decided to buy a mechanical keyboard. I asked my community which one should I buy. Some guy said get the Ducky, and it was in my price range. It looked nice, and I love it. The thing is badass. It's my first nice keyboard, and what was I gonna do? Spend 6 hours becoming an expert in mechanical keyboards? You know? You just gotta get a recommendation from somebody. Hey Lola, are you watching the chat here?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I'm just
Kurt says
watching and listening.
Bro Ducky is the best. Um,
He he asked a question earlier. So, with all the other membership type investor projects out there, in parentheses, he put, "I'm in a few." What makes Cash Club stand out from the rest? Slash, why should I get into Cash Club? And maybe Nate can elaborate more because he's
So the
better.
reason why Cash Club over a lot of these others is there's a lot of people on sports gambling Twitter that do the picks, but these people will be not caring. They'll just send the picks and then just be like, it is what it is, whatever. That's not me. That's not how I go. No matter what, I will make sure my people eat. No matter what way they need to, let it be crypto, let it be reading, let it be spirituality, be sports. Oh, something went south and this pitcher just got hurt. Okay, let's turn the TV on and let's get it back. I'm being serious. I make sure that at the end of the night, every night, my goal is that there is more wins than losses, and each one of my people is up. Other people that are doing this in a commercial sense in gambling Twitter, they don't care about you. They just care about the numbers. I don't, that's not how I play. I make sure my people are getting smarter, are getting better, that their families are good. Case in point, Lola can be a straight up witness to this. I was in a watch party a week ago with one of my members in real life. I went to his house and he started experiencing crazy family issues to the point where there was a lot of drama. I told Cash Club, listen, these are the live bets. Pop, pop, pop. They go 3-0. Everybody that listened to that went up $250. They 5x the membership fee in one night. But then I had to sit down and say, guys, usually I watch these games, but I have to be with my brother Ethan tonight and make sure that his home, his family, his newborn son, and his mother are all on the same page with their baby mother. I was there for legit 5 hours, making sure that everybody was on the same page. I care about my people, and my people care about me. It's a place where people go to find comfort and love. It's not just about the money. Money comes and goes. Seriously, everybody wants to be profitable. Everybody wants to be great. As Thoth, I've legit won 1,000 more bets than I've lost. I log them every single day. Cash Club, the people that just that don't even go in the stage, don't even go to the stage, just listen to what I send pre. They're up at least at minimum $600. I check in with my people daily. How much are you up? How can we better this? How much are you up? How can we better this? What can I do better? Seriously, I reach out to my people daily. This is all I do. Day in and day out. I care more about how others are doing than myself. And to be honest with you, that's how you become profitable, and that's how you become somebody that everybody comes to for solace, for love, and for spiritual vibrations and rejuvenation. That's where I go to because I understand being at peace is how you ascend in finance. You have to have a clear mind to make those decisions that bring the wealth that you seek.
it's absolutely true. Making good decisions is only possible when you're in a good state of mind. I experienced that when I had that surgery recently. I made sure that I didn't invest in anything, even though I wanted to, because making decisions with money is very stressful, even for people with experience. And when you're sick or
Yeah.
you're low energy and you're just not yourself, or you've had major events in your life, or or you got a bad night's sleep, these are all perfectly valid reasons for saying I'm not gonna invest today. you know.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And we stress on positivity, we stress on finding your happiness, we stress on spirituality, meditation, breathing in and out, and finding the things that let your mind clear to where people do their own research. I'm obviously doing my research day in and day out. I wake up, sports, 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 people, 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 people,
Yep.
and then it's like 2, 3 a.m. and it's like, all right, let's go to sleep and do it again tomorrow. Not even kidding.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
That's exactly how it actually does happen. Since we do live with each other, I do see that every single day. He'll wake up. He will be a part of this Twitter space called Plug Talk, and it has like over 100 people that come in, and they just go down the list of every sport, and then they talk about like who they think will win, or like what they like, or like what picks they like, and then Nate will pitch in as a speaker. And I do agree with having a good mindset because I've witnessed this and he's witnessed this too. If you go in with positive energy, with a happy mind, everybody's just happy and at peace, then you're going to get the outcome that you want. But if you go in and, there's negative vibes and something bad just happened right before then the outcome is not going to look so good. It's happened so many times. I've seen it happen so many times. You have to go in with a peaceful mind. You have to go in being happy. And you just have to bring positive vibes with you.
And
Otherwise, it could.
positive results will
Yeah,
follow.
exactly.
So when I was learning
And
how to trade, there was a piece of advice that was going around that worked for a lot of people, and that advice was to set goals for the day. And the idea was that if you set a goal, and it's a realistic goal, somehow you have a much higher chance of reaching that goal than if you would never set it. So for trading, this would be like, I want to make $100 today. And you set that goal, and then maybe it's psychological, like you perform better when you put a little pressure on yourself, but also maybe well, it's all psychological, but maybe as you near the goal, there or once you reach the goal, there's a sense of relief, a relaxation where you can make
And
better
then there's the
decisions.
ability to realize, yeah, and there's an ability to realize once that goal is met that you have gotten to that point where you've leveled up and now you can gradually increase that goal. The goal in Cash Club always is to be profitable every day. I understand there's people in Cash Club that can throw 100 to 200 a bet. There's some in Cash Club that are throwing $2 to $5 a bet. But there's the same person, they're the same vibration, and the goal is still the same. Let's make more money. Let's make sure that we are able to scale this the way it needs to go. That's the way I view it.
I never
um,
go ahead, Lola.
actually, I was just going to read Kurt's question. Are you educating people on how you are choosing your picks, or are you just putting the information out there?
Exactly. I actually love that question from brother Kurt. Kurt, it's both of them. I will send picks out as reference and why I like them, right? But then ultimately, I will also say, hey, let's come in the stage and watch the game so then we can see the game with the live motion on the TV so we can figure out what we like, why we like, and how to proceed. There's times it's gotten to the point where I'm not kidding. I will watch games in different continents with no TVs on and I'm still sniping those bets because I've done this every single day for 5 years. I'm not even exaggerating. Last night, a perfect example, it's on my Twitter at Thoughts Thoughts. We were watching a baseball game last night. We did very well in the baseball game, 75% clip come back. But then you better believe FanDuel was offering some Uruguayan basketball in South America. And I hit 5 bets in a row in Uruguay, South American basketball. Did the same thing in Africa. I've done it in Korea, all this stuff. It's the same science. It's the same nature. It's the same ability to recognize patterns. This whole life, we do stocks, we do crypto, right? It's patterns. It's understanding the fear versus greed index here by Mr. Brother Caraway. That's true. Same with sports. It's the same thing. There's fear and greed in sports where live markets will open and things are inflated to where if you snipe it real quick, there you go, it's yours. Snipe it real quick, there you go, it's yours. There's those abilities to do it like, oh, I just want such and such to win. Okay, that's fine. But then if you also want to learn how to do it to become a master of it like a day trader would in crypto, then I will show you how to do that. I have hit 15 bets in one game. I have won 27 bets in a row. I have
Mm-hmm.
won 1,000 more bets than I've lost. And there's been times, Lola can even say it, I can send the tickets as proof. I've made $40,000 off one slip. I'm not even kidding. I've made 15,000 off another slip. I'm not kidding. These things come with time. It wasn't always mastery. I had to learn as well. I had to go through the journey, and then I understand I've gone through the journey. I can help so many other people go through the same journey to get them to be their best version.
I'll be right back.
Right.
My dog is outside. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. My wife or my son must have let the dog out, and yeah, he shouldn't be out there by himself.
But yeah, he even takes screenshots too, and he logs his daily
Every
winnings
single
or
bet we
losses.
win, I screenshot it. Every single bet we win, I screenshot every single pick that is sent. If it wins, I will rate straight up in the cash chat. I will write cash that. And if it loses, I will straight up say what occurred for it to lose. And more often than not, what's been occurring is the losses is some freak thing that doesn't happen. Like one I can tell you last night is Noah Syndergaard. I don't know if anybody in here really watches baseball or sports. Noah Syndergaard, one of my losses, and everybody loves to hear about the wins, but the real honest people in this existence will tell you when they lose and how they lose. I had Noah Syndergaard over 3 strikeouts last night. He got one, and he had the shortest start in his history. He got blown up. It didn't cover. I told my people, hey, it didn't cover, but I even told my people, hey, baseball is harder to call. Let's put less money on this tonight, guys. But Noah Syndergaard gets blown up. Okay, guys, let's go in stage one and let's watch this game and get it right back. And I went on stage one with my people, inning by inning, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, under one, bang, 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 bang. They lose $5 on Syndergaard and they walk up $45 to $80 off the innings. That's how it's got to go because I understand how to do this to where that always occurs. I do it in every sport and I have a very wide array of knowledge of doing this because I have straight up just as Thoth logged. I've bet over 1,700 times. And before Thoth, I honestly bet over at least a couple thousand times. I had 3 to 4,000 bets and all that experience and knowledge of understanding this. I really do.
Yeah, because before we started doing FanDuel, we actually went to our local casino in West Virginia, Charlestown, which is about maybe about an hour, 15 minutes away. And he used to keep a folder or like an envelope of just all of his tickets that he won or that he just had in general
Do you want to
from
hear
the
about
casino.
my first and only sports bet?
Yes, I do, Brother
I'm not
Caraway.
a
I'd love to hear it.
I'm not a big sports better, but some years ago I had what's called a free bet, some kind of promotional bet to some site.
Yeah, they all
It,
do it. Yeah, I know that.
and I think it was legit. I mean, this is a site that I like a lot. I use their poker room, or used to. And I said, okay, so let me see what's on. And there was a tennis match starting. Now, I
I'm
played
so
some.
good at tennis.
Oh, really? I was gonna say I played in high school, but I was on the doubles team. I wasn't really. I only played my senior year. If I had played all 4 years, who knows? But anyway, it was Djokovic versus some other guy who was like not seated very high compared to Djokovic, and this was with.
Djokovic is like the best tennis player in men's. He really is.
Oh my gosh, Nate loves tennis. I
Well,
mean, I've
this
seen him
was.
awake at like 3 in the morning betting tennis.
I think he was like third or fifth or something in the world at the time. I think that Federer was number one. I can't remember exactly what year this was, and I don't follow it, but it was like a 7-1 bet against Djokovic, and I was looking at the seed and I was thinking, like this might not be such a bad bet, and so I bet it against Djokovic, and damned if the guy didn't break Djokovic's serve on like the second, what is it called? Second set or second match or
Yeah,
something.
second set or the second game, depending on if it happened in set one or set two.
Yeah, so he it was early in the match. That's all I know.
Yeah, so
And
set one, probably second game. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. It was real early, and he broke Djokovic's serve. And I said, that's it. I won, right? Like definitely gonna win this now. All this guy has to do is not let Djokovic have a huge comeback. And Djokovic completely broke this guy by the second, what is it called? Second game.
Yeah, the second game, Novak Djokovic is notorious for that.
He
And like he's honestly
completely,
one of the most profitable bettors that I've ever had in tennis. He just dominates.
dude, yeah, by the second game, this other guy was completely broken. Like his spirit, his soul was just, and he just had no energy, and Djokovic just blew him away. But it was, it was over. And yeah, so I learned that don't bet against Djokovic. Like I couldn't believe how much better he started playing once he lost that set or whatever. Like at first it was like he was losing. He was definitely losing. And but no, I guess once he got into that loser's position, the champion came out of him.
And that happens every game with him. He's honestly my most profitable bettor, like my profitable player in tennis. That'll happen in the best. When you mentioned Roger Federer by name, I remember at Wimbledon 2 years ago, Federer and Djokovic went to a fifth and ultimate final tiebreak, and that final score was 21-19 in the ultimate shootout. Djokovic is amazing, and he loves the pressure of the moment. Seriously. In my opinion, he's the best tennis player of this generation. Him, Federer, and Rafael Nadal. Those are the three best, straight up.
Did I can't believe Federer was still playing 2 years ago. Isn't he kind of long in the tooth?
Yeah, no, what happened was the COVID-19 pandemic happened, and a lot of your top athletes didn't really want the vaccine. So, on these international tours in Wimbledon, you got that in UK, you got the French Open there in France, and you got the United States Open in New York City. A lot of them were like, you must be vaccinated to compete, and Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal said, no, we aren't. So, then for a long time, they were off the circuit, and the new generation of tennis players, such as like Rublev, Medvedev, and Tsitsipas came to form. But now these old heads are coming back because the vaccine mandation has been lifted.
Ah, very, very interesting. But isn't he gonna retire soon? I mean, isn't he like 45 or something? I mean, this seems really old for
Yeah,
a
they're
tennis
getting
player.
old. Yeah, Federer is the oldest one out of all of them,
Do you
and
know
Federer will be the first one to retire.
do you know how old he is?
Who, Roger Federer or Djokovic?
Federer.
I can tell you right now. I know it's in the 40s. I have that up. It's coming to you right now
This
in the
guy's an
next
incredible
10 seconds.
athlete. Unbelievable.
40. Federer's 40 flat.
Oh, he's only 40. Wow, I guess he's just been around so long, but yeah, that was my only sports bet. 'Cause I just never watched sports. I played sports, loved playing sports. Did you play in high school, tennis?
I didn't play tennis in high school, but the only sports I played in high school were basketball and I ran track.
Oh, when you said you're so good at tennis, you meant betting tennis, didn't you?
Yeah, no, 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 no. I've never played tennis, but
Ah,
betting tennis, I'm really good at betting tennis. Yeah.
so I'll tell you one more story. My senior year, I was playing doubles, and it was the last game of the season. It was literally the last game of my high school career, and it didn't really matter because it was my first year playing tennis, and it wasn't like a star or anything. But um, and we were last doubles. It was like the worst team on the whole school, and but it was varsity, right? It was the worst varsity team. Um, uh, there was also JV tennis, and anyway. Um, it was the last set of the last game, the last year of high school, and my partner was serving the ball, and we needed to win this. I always forget what it's called. I think we needed to win that set. We needed to win that point, and he double faulted four
Double
times,
faulted.
4 times in a row.
There's the point. Yeah, 15, 30, 40, and then that would have just been the point for the other side. Yeah.
He double faulted, literally eight times in a row. Or yeah, he faulted 8 times in a row, which means he double faulted 4 times in a row, meaning we lost the game without getting the ball over the net, and uh, it was pretty bad. I hope they kicked him off the team next year.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing with tennis is it's all about momentum and it's all about a head thing. Like it's psychological and sometimes, especially the way we do it with tennis, I can bet those live. Meaning like, yo, somebody is now 15-0 and they're starting to ace these people. Let's bet the next point, bet the next point, bet the next point. There's been times off tennis matches I've slapped 25 bets in a row and I started the thing and I call it the $5 challenge. I'll start with $5 in front of my TV and we'll see how much we can run it up to. Off tennis, $5 can turn into $500 to $600 watching one game. It really can.
Awesome. Let's see what the chat has to say. All
Would
right,
love to. I'm
Lola.
open to questions.
Lola is mentioning that her DMs are always open on Twitter. So yeah, if you guys and Lola, if you want to post um your preferred Twitter account, because I know that you have one and so does Nate. And if there's anything else that you guys want to say or pitch about Cash Club and your service, I think we're going to start winding this plane down.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Cash Club is just a place where people go to learn stocks, to learn spirituality, to learn peace, to learn love, to learn crypto, to learn financial decisions and the best ways to make them, and daily sports analysis. Seriously, that's what we stand for. We are there for the people, by the people, because we want to make sure our people win and everybody is in a place where they're generating the financial freedom and the money that they deserve. That's my thoughts. That's my closing remarks.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Lola, do you want to say a few words?
Oh, yeah, I really hope anybody listening to this has the chance to check out our website. I just posted it in the comment section. Um, and I hope to see everybody succeed and I hope we can get more members as well. And thank you so much for allowing us to come up on the stage and be able to present ourselves and talk about like who we are, what we do, and I'm just really grateful for you and thank you for letting us
Oh,
be
you're
here.
welcome, and my
Thank
pleasure,
you so
guys.
much,
And
brother.
I hope that this was a nice platform that you guys can share the video with potential members, and they can learn all about you guys. I think you guys did a great job representing yourself and the Cash Club. And I called it the other day. I said that this is uh, spirituality and sports betting. Now, Nate might want to say it's sports betting and spirituality, but I think I nailed it from this conversation. There's definitely a spiritual component to you guys, and you guys are brothers and sisters in Christ. I'm also a Christian.
Yeah, you
So is
are. I love to
so
hear
is
that
my
here.
family.
I am, yes, thank you. And I agree with that 100%. All love always. And with the Christianity, seriously, it's always good to be a man of faith.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'd never spoken to Nate before. I didn't expect to hear the name of Christ so much. It's refreshing to me, but I know not everybody wants to hear that. So I guess we'll leave it at that in terms of. But yeah, over there they've got it's not just Christians either, but it's the belief in a higher power, um,
That's
uh,
always looking out for you.
a benevolent creator. I mean that's what I believe in.
That holds people that recognize and give him the right credit in favorable lights via blessings or great coincidences that allow for the riches and the blessings that are in store for those.
We could have a whole nother podcast about this. When I was young, it was so trendy to be atheist, but as I get older, I'm not seeing that so much. I see a lot more nihilism as opposed to atheism. Um, I don't know if we could debate about whether that's a step in the right direction or not. Probably
And
not.
I love your idea with podcasts. I'm always open to podcasts and I'm always open to just great discussions with great people. Honestly, brother Caraway, you're amazing and I just love what you have going here. And I thank you so much for giving me your time today. I know you're a busy man.
You're welcome, and I'd love to have you guys back for a more general discussion. And of course, you'd be welcome to spread the word of Cash Club. And with that, I think unless Lola wants to say a few more words, we will land the plane. Thank you, Brewmaster. Thank you, Nate. Thank you for everybody else who has questions. Kurt, Lola, Sifaru. We even had King from D-Firm, the head mod at D-Firm. Thank you for showing up and asking some questions. And thank you for your time.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
everybody.
it.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody, for
you.
your
Thank
time.
you, Brewmaster, for just
We
being
will
here
make
and
sure
just
to put the
listening.
website and our Twitters where they need to be. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
And
I'll
I'll
be
definitely share the YouTube video once it's up. And I'm down. I'm definitely down for, just podcasts with you or just general conversations anytime. Nate and I, we'd love to talk. And we would love to just
We
have
we view you as a friend for life, Brother Caraway. Thank you so much for everything you have done for us.
yes,
You're welcome.
thank you.
I'm privileged and blessed. Thank you guys so much. All right,
As for we.
we'll talk to you all soon, and I'll get you this YouTube video right away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a God bless day, sir.
God bless you guys. Have a good day. Nice meeting you, Nate.
Nice meeting you, sir. Have a wonderful day, sir.